Number 7 on the Interactive 99 is Drake with Over on Jamz 96.3. Scott Penk rocking it with you. And like I've been saying all night long, we're going to have a very special guest tonight on the Interactive 9 at 9. And here we go. We got Usher on the phone.
What's going on, Killer?
Chillin', man. How you been?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm really in an incredible space. March 30th, I'm really looking forward to it. Raymond versus Raymond is in stores. The Cleveland Cavaliers are looking good. Justin Bieber is on his way. I'm really happy right now, man.
Yeah, you really are in a good place, I'd like to say. So, like you said, it's the 6th studio album, and it's coming out on the 30th. Now, what is different about this album than maybe your past albums that you put out?
I think honesty is the best policy in terms of, you know, how you look at yourself. You know, Raymond versus Raymond is me versus me. You know, if there had been any speculation about this album only being about my relationship, it's not true. I mean, I don't know if you were even thinking that, but I just want to clear the air. You know, really, you know, I think that we are our greatest supporter and we are our worst enemy at the same time. And the balance of that is what Raymond versus Raymond is. And all of those emotions of relationship and all of the emotions of access and lifestyle and the fun things that we don't necessarily all want to remember at times. All of that stuff is in that.
So
you know?
It's definitely a real album. It's truly you, the album.
It's an experience. It's not just a record. It's not just one song. It's an overall experience that I hope that will not only give people good entertainment, but also leave them with something to think about.
Usher is on the phone right now on your Interactive 9 at 9 on Jamz 96.3. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we get back, we'll count them down from number 6 to number 1. We'll have more with Usher. We're going to be talking about Justin Bieber, more about his new album on the way, and plus we'll answer some fan questions. It's all on its way right here on your Interactive 9 at 9. It's Jamz 96.3.
Bieber fever is everywhere.
Number 5 on the Interactive 99 is Gucci with Lemonade on Jamz 96.3. And Usher is still on the phone. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Doc? How's everything?
I'm doing great. And I got to ask this for the kids because the kids are dying to know right now. How did you discover Justin Bieber and basically how did the whole Justin Bieber process come about?
I mean, most of the recognition obviously goes to he and his mother, because they uploaded a lot of his performances and him performing online, which is what gave me an opportunity to take a look at his talent. After that, he came to Atlanta, and we were able to meet. He sang for me, and shortly after that, you know, we began to talk about working together. Justin Timberlake actually had expressed some interest in him at the time, and I was very nervous because I felt like Justin would get him. And fortunately, we managed to work together, and it's proven to be an incredible moment. From the moment I met him, I felt like he was poised to be successful. I felt like he had what it took, and I felt like you know, he just was so talented, man. You know, to be able to play piano, to be able to play the drums, play guitar, you know, want and have a desire to write, to want to know how to move and dance and entertain. All of those things just kind of show that he was poised to be successful.
He's definitely making all the right moves right now, that's for sure. And if you want to meet Justin Bieber and have a bowling party with him, details on that at jamz963.com. We're going to have more with Usher. We're going to talk about his album, which is due out on the 30th. And we'll answer some fan questions for Usher. So it's all coming up right here on your Interactive 99. Here is Justin Bieber with Baby on Jamz 96.3, number 4 tonight. Jamz 96.3, it's your Interactive 99. Scott Penk rocking it with you. And still on the phone, we have Usher. Now, man, I got to ask you, Raymond vs. Raymond drops on the 30th. Who's some of the people you worked with on this one?
Man, I worked with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on this record. Worked with B. Cox and Jermaine Dupri on this album. Worked with Polo. Worked with Jim Johnson. Worked with The Runners. Worked with Pretty Boy Fresh, Jay Lack. Worked with Zaytoven. Worked with Bangladesh, some of the guest appearances on this album. will.i.am, who also produced the record. T.I., Nicki Minaj, Ludacris. I mean, it's just an action-packed album. You know, an event, man. You know, it's all about creating an event. And in a time when a lot of people are looking at the industry and saying, man, you know, music is just kind of all over the place, downloaded. You know, there's not really any, you know, there's no guidelines in terms of how things are protected any longer. You know, it's all about really creating an experience, man, that people get when they walk away from a moment, not just a hit record, not just a moment. So that's what I focused on. That's what I wanted this album to represent, and it was a very reflective place for me in the album and making it. But that vulnerability, I think, is what's going to make it incredible and worthwhile. I'll be touring really soon this year. So if you guys are interested in knowing where I'm going to be, go to my website, usherworld.com. I'm coming, and I'm going to tear it down.
That's what's up. We're about to hop into the number one song tonight, which is Usher and Nicki Minaj, Lil Freak. Real quick, how'd this collaboration come about?
Little Freak came out, you know, just speaking to the two sides of what Raymond is. You can't have one side that you know and not speak about the other one that you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
When we got together, of course, the record was already what it was in terms of what we talked about.
Uh-huh.
So who better to put on a record about Minaj than Nicki Minaj? It turned out to be incredible, man. It was a match made in Atlanta.
Yeah, right? So we about to hop into it. Number one tonight is Usher with Nicki Minaj, Lil Freak. I got your fan questions. Coming up next is Jamz 96.3's Interactive 99, number one.
Want me to get you something, Daddy?
Number one tonight on the Interactive 99 is Usher and Nicki Minaj with Lil Freak on Jamz 96.3. And Usher is still on the phone right now. And before we let you go, man, I got to ask you a couple fan questions. I got one question here that is asking, are we going to get to see a video anytime soon for Lil Freak?
We just finished it. Working on the final edit as of now, so it'll be out real soon. If you guys want to see some sneak peeks of it, go to my website, usherworld.com.
All right, and one last question. This one's a pretty good question here, and it says, being an artist, what's one of the biggest fears you've had to overcome?
Doubt.
Doubt?
Yeah, man, mostly doubt. You know, a lot of time, you know, you as I said, you can be your worst critic or your greatest supporter. So getting over any doubt internally is probably the worst, because no one can really stop you but you.
That's true. That's very true. You gotta just put all that nonsense aside and just keep focused.
There you go.
Usher, man, I want to thank you for joining us tonight on The Countdown. Much appreciated. Cap City appreciates it. Be on the lookout for the new album. It's called Raymond vs. Raymond. March 30th in stores. Make sure you grab it because it's going to be fire. Thank you, Usher. We appreciate it, man.
No doubt, man. Thank you.
Hey, has anyone seen Scott Penk? Oh, yeah, he's probably at the vending machine taking care of tonight's munchies. It's Jamz 96.3.